In a busy city, full of lights, tall buildings, and lots of technology, there lived a very young woman. She was bright and determined. She felt lonely and exhausted as she spent her days involved in a fast-paced world of work, studies, and responsibilities. She worked long hours at a tech company and was always connected to her cell phone. It kept buzzing with notifications, and his days were timed between deadlines and meetings, all to build a successful career. But even though she was surrounded by people and was always online, she felt a deep loneliness. At the end of the day, he would return to the small apartment amid the silence and glare of the city lights. Through the window, I felt an emptiness I couldn't explain. It was as if, despite all the challenges she faced, something essential was still missing in her life. She had everything she needed to live, but at the same time, she felt she was losing the meaning of existence. Sometimes, as she walked through the city, she watched the people around her, other young women hurrying, adults immersed in their own worries, and elderly people walking slowly down the sidewalks. Everyone seemed so busy, trapped in their own worlds. And it was on one of those walks, on a tiring night, that she noticed something different. A man sitting on the sidewalk, tired eyes, serene look, unshaven beard, worn clothes, holding a cardboard sign that said, "In search of hope." Curious, she felt a sudden urge to stop and talk to this man. She approached hesitantly, but he smiled gently, as if you were already waiting for her. And so, in the midst of the bustle of the city, without much thought, she stopped and asked him if he needed anything, perhaps a hot coffee or a meal. The man smiled and said, "Yes, thank you for the coffee. More than that, I just wanted to talk sitting on a nearby bench." They started talking to him. He talked about the ups and downs of life, the times he felt joy and the times he lost everything. With this, she realized that, despite having different stories, they both felt the same anguish in a search for a deeper meaning. Listening to his stories, she felt something change inside her. He realized that in the midst of all this, where he sought success, recognition, stability, what seemed most apparent was a true connection, a sense of material achievement. She asked the man how he had found hope, even in such difficult situations. He smiled and replied, "I have learned that true peace is in simplicity, in love of neighbor. Every time someone cared about me gave me strength to keep going. And every time I cared about someone, I felt closer to something bigger. Loving and being loved, even for a moment, is what gives us hope." As they said goodbye, she thanked the man, feeling that he had given her something priceless that night in his apartment. She reflected on her choices, on how she spent her time and where she directed her energies. From that meeting, she decided that she would live each day with more purpose, seeking to love more, listen more, and help whenever she could. Over time, she discovered that this love, this connection, was what really made her feel complete. And her life was transformed, not because she achieved great accomplishments, but because she finally understood that true happiness came from the simple act of loving and serving. That's the message I'd like you to remember in a fast-paced, distraction-filled world. The true purpose is in the simplicity of love of neighbor. Be kind, share your blessings, and find joy in the little things. Every gesture of kindness is a light that spreads parents that so many seek, and where there is love, there I will be with you.